Today's Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you by NCC, Tioga Medical Center, The Country Store, St. Luke's Medical Center, Otheon Boutique, Souris Valley Dental Group of Minot, Hoagland Insurance Services, Frames by Ryan James, D&L Paraffin, Brad Johnson Insurance, Bravera Bank, Continental Resources, Northwest Therapy Services, Nesset Consulting Service, Roustabout Service and Insulating, DA Land LLC, 701 Cornhole Company, Bingaman Construction, Tioga Ace Hardware, Border Plains Equipment of Stanley, The Bank of Tioga, Tioga Parts Supply, Surge Aesthetics, The Porch, Tegan's Interiors, Tioga Drug and Soda Shop, Prairie Home Furnishings, Farmers Union Insurance, Larson Vossen Agency, Game 1, Tech Next Solutions, Hidden Beauty Salon and Spa, Montreal County Health Center, Patriot Oilfield Service Incorporated, Brandy Larson Insurance Agency, Prairie Ford of Stanley, Thrivent, Kyle Hansen, Financial Advisor, Murex Petroleum Corporation, TNT Measurements Incorporated, Flag Family Media.
Inspired by a dream. That dream is now a reality. Our goal at GameDay Media is to provide a new way of watching high school sporting events in Northwest North Dakota through live audio video streaming services. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch and listen to all the action. We are looking for business sponsors to come on board with GameDay Media to help promote your business as we help to promote our area athletes during our broadcasts. Contact David or Randy Peterson for further details on how you can become a sponsor on GameDay Media. GameDay Media, more than a game.
Born and raised amidst the small-town love of Northwest North Dakota, we at Northwest Communications Cooperative understand the joy of being part of a great community. That's why we choose to pour back into the people who pour into us. At NCC, we offer internet, telephone, video, and security services that are industry standard, top of the line. Based in Ray, North Dakota, we consider Northwest North Dakota our neighborhood. Let us know how we can serve you. Local, fast, reliable. Making connections, locally committed.
Since 1961, Tioga Medical Center has been providing quality health care to Northwest North Dakota patients. With a newly built clinic in Tioga, where primary care providers along with visiting specialists are caring for patients every day. Primary care clinics in Ray and Powers Lake also. Call for an appointment today at 701-664-3368. Tioga Medical Center. Great staff making a difference in the lives of patients every day.
This GameDay Media broadcast is brought to you by
Roustabout Service and Insulating, servicing the oil and gas industry since 1963. The Country Store, located at 123 Main Street in Powers Lake, North Dakota. If they don't have it, you probably don't need it. Napa Tioga Parts Supply, located at 105 North Main Street in Tioga. Visit napaonline.com. While being the largest leaseholder in the Bakken, Continental Resources believes that we are among the most efficient and cost-effective producers of oil and natural gas on the planet. One of the most effective ways of putting action behind our values is by giving to those communities in which we operate. American Energy is a huge contributor of tax revenue to local, state, and federal governments, an economic catalyst, and a job creator. If you want to work in an environment that encourages teamwork and putting your ideas into action, visit CLR.com to start your new career today.
And welcome back into GameDay Media at our MCC Sports Desk. It's time now for our Continental Resources Coaches Comments on our Border Plains Equipment pregame show. I have head coach Lauren Cunningham of the Westhope Newburg Eagles volleyball team to talk with me about their upcoming match this evening with the Stanley Blue Jays. And first of all, Coach, welcome again to our Continental Resources Coaches Comments.
Thank you.
Since this is the first time that we've been able to talk with you on GameDay Media, please tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, what else do you do? How many years have you been the head coach? Those types of things.
Yeah, awesome. So I have been coaching here at Newburg, Westhope, for the past 3 seasons. This is my second season as head coach. Last year was my first. I also teach first grade in Newburg, and I love it. I've just really enjoyed being a part of this smaller community, and I've never been a part of a co-op before, so I've definitely learned a lot of things about that and have grown to love both the communities of Westhope and Newburg.
As I look at your roster, you have 3 seniors listed, and the rest of the team is comprised of underclassmen. You won approximately half of your games this year, and so it appears that you have a competitive team, and things look promising for the future for Eagle volleyball in the years to come, Coach. What would you say is the strength of your Eagle team this year?
Yeah, we've definitely had a growing season this year. We have 2 new girls on our team this year that have been really helping us out. I would say a strength of our team is our defense, and we can play very scrappy volleyball at times, and that really helps us out. When we're struggling to get kills on the offensive side, our defense always seems to pick it up and help us along those lines.
And so now on to the match tonight with the Stanley Blue Jays. The Blue Jays can play some pretty good volleyball and are coming off an upset versus the defending Region 8 champions, the Kenmare Bowbells Honkers. What do you know about the Blue Jays, and what do you feel will be a key factor for the Eagles to add a match to the win column tonight, Coach?
Yeah, I have not done a ton of research on Stanley's team this year, but I did look at their roster, and their schedule, and it seems like they're having a similar season to us with some really nice wins and then some tough losses as well. I think that this is going to be a great matchup tonight. I've seen they kept it close with Ryan, and also beating Kenmare. That's an awesome accomplishment for the team. We're looking forward to playing them tonight, and I think if we come out strong on the offensive side with lots of energy and keeping our errors to a minimum, I think we'll be able to get the win.
Well, thank you, Coach Lauren Cunningham, for taking time this evening to be a part of our Continental Resources Coaches Comments. We'll continue with our Border Plains Equipment pregame show as we step aside for a timeout and come back with head coach Nikki Heinley of the Stanley Blue Jays from the NCC Sports Desk.
At Border Plains Equipment of Stanley, our vision is to be the respected and recognized leader in agricultural equipment and the employer of choice by helping people succeed. Our mission is to serve agricultural customers and communities by partnering to meet their needs through the sales and support of farm equipment and technology. Visit plainsag.com to check local inventory or stop by at 8141 off Highway 2 in Stanley, North Dakota today.
Voted a top 20 critical access hospital in quality, our Level 5 Trauma Center is ready to handle all your emergency needs with our acute stroke ready certification and full lab and radiology departments. Our physical, occupational, and speech therapy providers are available for all your rehab care, and our family practice clinic provides a variety of care including well child and child immunizations. Psychiatric care is available by telehealth, and mental health is available in person. To schedule an appointment, call us at 701-628-2505. or find us on our website at stanleyhealth.org. Montreal County Medical Center, here to help you throughout a lifetime.
Based in Crosby, North Dakota, St. Luke's Medical Center's mission is to provide comprehensive and compassionate health care for individuals and families in cooperation with the area medical community. Our vision is to be recognized as a community leader by delivering quality health care through a team of dedicated professionals in a friendly, compassionate, and growing environment. Recently named one of the top 20 critical access hospitals in the country means our community can count on us to deliver services they need now and in the future. To schedule an appointment, call 701-965-6349.
This GameDay Media broadcast is brought to you by
Othione Boutique. Shop in person in downtown Tioga or visit their website at shopothione.com.
Nessa Consulting, located in Tioga, North Dakota. Visit nessaconsulting.com.
Frames by Ryan James, located in Crosby, North Dakota. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Frames by Ryan James.
And welcome back into GameDay Media here at our NCC Sports Desk. It's time now for the Continental Resources Coaches Comments on our Border Plains Equipment pregame show. I have head coach Nikki Heinley of the Stanley Blue Jays volleyball team to talk with me about their upcoming match this evening with the Newburg Westhope Eagles. And first of all, Coach Heinley, welcome to our Continental Resources Coaches Comments.
Thank you.
Last weekend, the Blue Jays participated in the Northwest Conference tournament that was hosted in Stanley. I haven't seen too many results of that tournament, so I'm wondering if you could tell me how the Blue Jays fared in the Northwest Conference tournament, Coach.
They did pretty good. We took second in our pool. We won our first 3 pool play games, and then we split against DLB in our last one. So we took second in our pool, and then we lost out in the tournament play. But, I mean, overall, I felt like the girls had a really good day, and we saw a lot of good things.
As we near the end of the regular season, it appears that you only have one district match remaining, with the Divide County Maroons coming up on Thursday of this week. And you pulled perhaps one of the biggest upsets of the year last week over the Kenmare Bowbells Honkers with an upset win 3-2, the defending Region 8 champions. After getting down 2-0, you came back to take the last 3 sets, and as it looks like, the 4th set went 30-28. What a match, Coach.
Yeah, it was crazy. The girls, they really showed a lot of perseverance in that one. I think it started at like a 23-23, and it was a battle back and forth all the way to the 30-28 win. So, no, they stuck with it, and showed a lot of determination there to get that win.
So now on to the match tonight with the Eagles. The Eagles are playing around 500 volleyball this year in District 11 out of Region 6, and it's good to see other teams for sure outside the region. You know that your team has the potential to beat anyone at any given time, so what do you know about the Eagles, and what do you feel will be a key factor for the Blue Jays to put a W in the win column tonight against the Eagles, Coach?
You know, last year I think their defense was really good, and that was we ended up losing to them last season. And I think it's important that, you know, we focus on minimizing our errors. We've really been focusing on that the last few weeks and trying to earn ourselves more points than the other team. And so that's kind of been our sole focus here, and that's kind of what we're going to look at tonight as well, and making sure we're earning our own points.
Well, thank you, Coach Heinley, for taking some time this evening to be a part of our Continental Resources Coaches Comments. We'll step aside for a timeout, and when we come back, we'll honor the United States of America with the playing of our national anthem after a few words from some of our great sponsors.
At Souris Valley Dental Group, we've been using modern treatment techniques and products to help families smile since 1968. Voted as the #1 dentist in Minot, our team of expert dentists combine their unique areas of expertise and their experiences to create treatment plans that help each individual patient meet their goals. Contact our dental office at 701-419-8900 or visit sourisvalleydental.com to schedule an appointment today. You can count on us to keep your family grinning from ear to ear for many years to come.
This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you in part by Pregame Construction in Ray, North Dakota, your go-to for all your residential and commercial spray foam and construction needs. Tegan's Interiors, located on Main Street in Crosby, North Dakota. Follow them on Facebook or find them online at tegansinteriors.com. Tioga Drug and Soda Shop, located at 106 North Main Street in Tioga. Visit tiogadrug.com. At Haugland Insurance Services, we are passionate about protecting farmers and ranchers. With extensive agricultural knowledge, we have the tools to protect your profit and minimize risk. Whether it's crop and livestock insurance or farm property and liability, we protect your hard-earned assets. We can also assist with farm transitions, commercial insurance, life, health, and disability coverage. You work hard to feed our world, and we work tirelessly to protect what you've grown and built. Call us at 701-965-4066 or visit us online at hauglandinsuranceservices.com.
At GameDay Media, we believe that we live in the greatest nation in the world. As we pause, let's honor the United States of America with the playing of our national anthem.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of GameDay Media, LLP, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent by GameDay Media, LLP.
At Tioga Ace Hardware, our store is a member of the largest retailer-owned hardware cooperative in the industry. We are all committed to being the helpful place by offering our customers knowledgeable advice, helpful service, and quality products. As the helpful hardware folks in your community, we promise that helping you is the most important thing we have to do today. Shop the biggest brands all under one roof at 119 North Main Street in Tioga, or shop online at acehardware.com.
At Prairie Home Furnishings of Stanley, featuring some of the best brands in the industry, such as Ashley, Lazy Boy, and Shaw Flooring, we have something for every room in your home. From furniture to flooring, outdoor living, mattresses, and decor, we truly have everything your home deserves. Shop our everyday low prices locally in store Monday through Friday, 9 to 5:30, and Saturdays from 9 to 4, or shop online anytime at shopphf.com. For all things home, be sure to also follow us on Facebook.
Bank of Tioga, with locations in Tioga and Crosby, North Dakota. Come and talk to us about all your financial needs. Whether it's agriculture, business, investments, or personal banking, we have the right product for you. Call our Tioga Bank at 701-664-3388 or our Crosby Bank at 701-965-6333 to discuss your needs with us. Ignite prosperity at the Bank of Tioga.
Founded in 2019, Northwest Therapy Services, located in Ray and Williston, North Dakota, provides speech therapy in our clinics, as well as partnering with local schools and nursing facilities to provide on-site therapeutic services. Our therapists offer language therapy as well as therapy for social, cognitive, communication, swallowing, feeding, and voice disorders. We are dedicated to providing the highest level of quality services. To schedule an appointment, visit nwtherapyservices.com or call 701-568-8255.
Kept alive by the Eagles as Juntman brings it across with a tip. Here's Hornberger into the net again with the kill attempt, and it's 8-8, that last point to Newburg Westhope. Hey, understand we were having a little volume problem. We just got to figure it out, so glad you've stuck with us. Make sure you tell your friends and family about our broadcast here tonight from Stanley, North Dakota. It's the Stanley Blue Jays versus the Newburg Westhope Eagles. Annie Royce. On the outside, it's number 7. That's Ashley Tabarez bringing it across with some authority for the Eagles. They're going to set up Juntman. Juntman goes to the corner, dug out there by Hermanson. Up front, here's Hornberger. Zeltel there from the middle back row keeps it alive. Good volley here between these two teams. Here's a set to the net. Royce goes to the corner. Kept alive by the Eagles. Brought across there by number 12, Kimberly Tabarez. And here's Hornberger putting it down. Don't want to get in front of that one. He'll be tasting volleyball the rest of the night. 9-8. The Stanley Blue Jays out on top. Annie Royce with the serve for the Blue Jays. Goes back row. Zeltel with it. Keeps it alive. Up front is Tabarez. Now the Blue Jays can't catch up with the second hit, and we're all knotted up at 9 apiece. Again, if you're just joining us, it's the Newburg Westhope Eagles versus the Stanley Blue Jays. The Eagles out of Region 6. The Eagles out of Region 6. The Blue Jays out of Region 8. Well-placed little tip by Clancy Hornberger, and it's a 1-point lead for the Blue Jays, 10-9. And once this game is concluded, you'll be able to watch it and review it. Watch it again and again and again on our YouTube channel. Under the video tab on our YouTube channel. And there's a Tioga Ace Hardware ace, and it's a 1-point lead for the Eagles. 11-10, back and forth here in this opening set of this best-of-5 match. Again, make sure you hit that like button if you would, please, if you're listening to us. We'd appreciate that on our YouTube channel as Scar tries to go down the right line, but it's hit wide, and that's another point for the Eagles. It's a 2-point lead for Westhope, Newburg Westhope. There's Cora Bell pushing it across, set up number 7, Ashley Tabarez, for a little tip point, and it's 13-10. Eagles are up by 10 as number 4, Jaden Graff, continues to serve, the libero. Goes back row. Hermanson digs it out up front. They go to Enander, and Enander tries to put it down, but the Eagles are there to cover it up. Here's a little short set. Jordy Scar tipped to the net by Zeltel, kept alive by the Eagles. Here's a set and a block off the arms of the front row Eagles, and that point goes to the Blue Jays. It's 13-11. Blue Jays with the lead as Brenna Winger comes in. She is a freshman, wears number 15. Blue Jays wearing all pink uniforms tonight. And here's a swing and a miss in the front row by number 8, Addison Mock. And that point goes to the Blue Jays. Allie Larson serving for the Blue Jays. Goes to the front row. And there is Betty Enander finding the opening spot as the Eagles didn't get back on defense. And we're all tied up at 13-13. Here's Zeltel. Allie Larson, quick set to Jordy Scar, and Scar finds the donut hole, and she almost missed it. But it was good enough. She got enough of it, put it down for the point for Stanley. It's 14-13 on your Tioga Medical Center scoreboard. Larson continues to serve, goes back row, dug out there. Now from the front, Zeltel tries to put it home. Dug out by Hermanson. Push to the corner, Larson there for the Blue Jays. Enander goes cross court, dug out of there by the back row, and now up front. Here's a little doink, and they go to the corner. Enander had the right idea, just
A little bit too many Wheaties this morning, and the point goes to the Eagles. 14-14. As number 7, Ashley Taveras, the junior for the Eagles, puts it in play. Brought across by Scar. Now on the Eagles side, here is a push. But winger there for the Blue Jays. Now up front, it's Enander. Eagles, scrappy. And Giovanna Zeltel with a well-placed tip. That point goes to the Eagles. It's 15-14 here. A 1-point lead for Newburg Westhope on your Tioga Medical Center scoreboard. Ashley Taveras keeps it alive. Blue Jays got to get it over, and Enander does just that. And a little bit of communication problem between the Eagles cost them a point, and we're all tied up at 15. 15-15 as Nora Hermanson goes back to the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row. Zeltel tries to put it home, but here's Enander for the Blue Jays. Pushed across, and Hallie Larson is there for the Blue Jays. Up front, Enander goes cross court, hits the line. That's a kill. A Tioga Ace Hardware kill. They're up by 1, 16-15. As Hermanson continues to serve for the Blue Jays. Serve is playable. On the outside, they bring it across. They tried to bring it across, rode the net, and fell back over on the Eagles' side. It's a 2-point advantage, 17-15 for the Eagles. Back and forth here between these two teams. Zeltel goes to the corner, bumped across by Hermanson from the back row. Blocked at the net. Royce keeps it alive. Here's a back set to Hermanson as she brings it across. From the middle, they're going to set up Zeltel, and Zeltel with authority brings it across as the ball goes into the Stanley bleachers, and that point goes to the Eagles. 17-16. As number 1, Solveig Arneson goes back to serve for Newburg Westhope. Up front, here's Annie Royce, kept alive by the Eagles. And that ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by number 12, Kimberly Taveras. So an easy point for Stanley. 18-16 on your Tioga Medical Center scoreboard. Enander with a jump serve. Goes back row. And that is a point again for the Blue Jays. They're up by 3, 19-16. 19-16, the Blue Jays with the lead over the Eagles here from Newburg Westhope. And that point off the rafters goes to the Blue Jays. It's 20-16. The Blue Jays have extended their lead to 4, 20-16. Timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. You're listening to GameDay Media Girls Volleyball here on GameDay Media.
D&L Paraffin Incorporated is a local family-owned hot oil company that has been in operation since 1981. We work hard to develop good business relationships with the oil field companies in the Tioga area. While offering services north of Lake Sakakawea, we focus on integrity, hard work, and safety. For all hot oil services, call dispatch at 701-641-3065 or 701-641-6310. And for hiring information, be sure to follow us on Facebook at DL Paraffin.
This GameDay Media broadcast is brought to you in part by
Brandy Larson Insurance of Stanley offers home, auto, business, and farm insurance. For a quote, call 701-628-1414. Your local Farmers Union insurance agent.
Murex Petroleum Corporation, a pioneer for today, creating opportunities for all involved. Extraordinary people, extraordinary assets. MurexPetroleumCorporation.com.
As we come back to our NCC Sports Desk, it's a 4-point lead for the Stanley Blue Jays over the Newburg Westhope Eagles, and Clancy Hornberger goes off the out-of-bounds antenna. That's a point for the Eagles. It's 17-20. The Blue Jays with a 3-point lead as Giovanna Zeltel goes to server's row. Short serve dug out there by Annie Royce.
Hermanson bumps it across, goes back row, dug out there by the Eagles. Now pushed to the front row. Pushed across. Here's Hermanson going back row to Enander. Kept alive by Ashley Taveras. On the outside, here's Hornberger going cross court. And it's off the arms of Ashley Taveras for a big kill point for Clancy Hornberger. 21-17. The Blue Jays 4 points away from claiming set number 1 as Cora Bell checks in for the Blue Jays. The senior puts it in play. To the corner, Enander digs it out. Here's a set up front to Royce. She tries to put it down, but it's a little tip as the Eagles bring it across. Larson to the middle. Annie Royce tries to bring it across, and the Blue Jays miss hit it a couple times, and the ball falls to the floor. It's a point for the Eagles. 21-18. The Eagles with the serve. That is Kimberly Taveras. The southpaw brings it into play. Here's Annie Royce bumping it over on the free ball. Set to the outside as Enander digs it out. Hornberger tries to swat it home, but well placed by Clancy Hornberger along the net. And it's another point for the Blue Jays, 22-18. As Annie Royce goes back to serve, clips the net, and doesn't get the roll here on her home court. Rivera Bank, proud supporter of the Stanley community and Stanley Blue Jays, helping you, our customer, forge new paths to achieve your financial goals. Heath Hetzel and his team at Rivera Bank on Main Street in Stanley invite you to stop by and visit with them for all your financial needs. That's Rivera Bank here in Stanley. Scar goes high for it, tips it across. Going to get another chance at it. This time she tried to find the corner, but throws it into the net. 22-20. Marley Henry going back to serve. Another southpaw for the Eagles. Here's a back set to Hornberger, and Hornberger's kill attempt from the right side is too deep. 22-21. Just when you think you got them put away, the Eagles climb back into this. They're down by 1 as Henry continues to serve. Pushed across there, well placed by Hallie Larson. And that's a point for the Blue Jays, 23-21. As Clancy Hornberger, the senior from Stanley, wearing number 6 this evening, goes back to the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row. Good serve. Up front, pushed across by the Eagles. Here's Hermanson with the bump. Now bumped across by Betty Enander. On the outside, here's Taveras. Larson keeps it alive, pushed to the front row as Enander bumps it across. Now back on the Eagles side, and the Eagles can't return it. It's set point for the Blue Jays. They're up by 3, 24-21, and it'll be Hornberger serving for the set. Puts a little extra on it. It's too much as she goes wide with the serve. That's a service error. 24-22. Eagles with the serve. It'll be number 4, Jaden Graff, the libero for the Eagles, going back to server's row. Here's Scar with it. And it's not going to be caught up by the Eagles. That is set point as Scar puts it home for the 25th point. We'll be back as the Blue Jays capture set number 1, 25-22. We'll step aside, come back with our Bank of Tioga intermission report after this 2-minute timeout.
Born and raised amidst the small town love of Northwest North Dakota, we at Northwest Communications Cooperative understand the joy of being part of a great community. That's why we choose to pour back into the people who pour into us. At NCC, we offer internet, telephone, video, and security services that are industry standard, top of the line. Based in Ray, North Dakota, we consider Northwest North Dakota our neighborhood. Let us know how we can serve you. Local, fast, reliable. Making connections, locally committed.
At Souris Valley Dental Group, we've been using modern treatment techniques and products to help families smile since 1968. Voted as the #1 dentist in Minot, our team of expert dentists combine their unique areas of expertise and their experiences to create treatment plans that help each individual patient meet their goals. Contact our dental office at 701-419-8900 or visit surrisvalleydental.com to schedule an appointment today. You can count on us to keep your family grinning from ear to ear for many years to come.
This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you by
Roustabout Service and Insulating, servicing the oil and gas industry since 1963. The Country Store, located at 123 Main Street in Powers Lake, North Dakota. If they don't have it, you probably don't need it. Napa Tioga Parts Supply, located at 105 North Main Street in Tioga. Visit napaonline.com.
As we come back to our Bank of Tioga intermission report, it was the Blue Jays taking set number 1, 25-22 over the Newburg Westhope Eagles. Got a new elite sponsor coming on board with us today, in fact, TNT Measurements Incorporated, providing oil and gas allocation meter proving calibrations along with facility lock proving. To schedule your proving, contact Derek Thompson at 701-421-1351. That's TNT Measurements Incorporated. And I want to remind everybody there's still room here on Game Day Media if you want to put your business out there and help us broadcast sporting events in Northwest North Dakota. We'd love to have you join us. Always room for more. Starting our second set, sponsored by Northwest Therapy Services out of Ray, North Dakota. Both teams looking for the first point, and there goes the Eagles. Giovanna Zeltel with a big hit from the middle. And that first point is to the Eagles. Ashley Tabarez goes back to serve for the Eagles. Here's a set as Royce can't catch up with it, a little bit beyond her reach. And that point goes again to the Eagles, 2-0. Tylee Johnson into the game for the Blue Jays. Up front, Enander pushes it to the corner, but the Eagles are there. Tabarez. Now here's Tylee Johnson up front to Royce. Royce trying to bring it home, and she does. 2-1, the first point of the set number 2 off the arms of Annie Royce with the big swing, the freshman from Stanley. Here's Betty Enander putting the ball in play. Short serve dug out there by Giovanna Zeltel. Zeltel gets it back and puts it down for a kill point for the Eagles. 3-1 on your Tioga Medical Center scoreboard. As we switch sides, want to thank Prairie Motors in Stanley, North Dakota, devoting ourselves to helping and serving our customers to the best of their ability with high-quality vehicles and service. Matt Evans and his team at Prairie Motors in Stanley, North Dakota, one of our diamond sponsors here on Game Day Media. Hornberger blocked at the net. It's a big hit. Better block. From the middle, Zeltel goes off the arms of Royce and then off the arms of Nora Hermanson. And that's another point for the Eagles. Solveig Arneson goes back to the Surris Valley Dental Group servers row. Puts it in play. Here's Hornberger again, and she finds the kill for the Blue Jays. 4-2. As we have a change in servers, it's going to be Kyle Hansen, your Thrivent Financial Advisors, located here in Stanley, North Dakota. For all your financial planning needs in Northwest North Dakota, call Becky Gettle or Kyle Hansen, your local Thrivent Advisors, at 701-628-2384. That point goes to the Blue Jays. They're down by 1 as Cora Bell continues to serve. Bell gets it across, barely. Up front, here is Hornberger trying to go to the campfire hole. Here's Zeltel, and Zeltel is wide, and we're all tied up at 4 apiece. Similar to what happened in the last set between these two. The Eagles started out real quick in set number 1. The Blue Jays come back and eventually took it by a score of 25-22. Here is a set that's a little bit too close to the net. As Hornberger can't catch up with it, that point put down for the Eagles. 5-4, the Eagles with a 1-point lead. There's Tylee Johnson going to Royce. Eagles got to bring it across, and they do. Here's Tylee with a set. As Hornberger goes along the net again, but there is number 12, Kimberly Tabarez, and they do the same thing that Clancy Hornberger tried to do, and they were a little bit more successful as the Eagles put it down for another point. 6-4 on your Tioga Medical Center scoreboard as Giovanna Zeltel. Little quick set for the Blue Jays. Hornberger with the tap as the Eagles can't catch up with it. That point given to the Blue Jays. Blue Jays are still down by 1 as Jordy Scar checks in for Nora Hermanson. And it is Annie Royce serving. Here is a no tip. I thought it was a tip, but the officials say no. The ball is long, and so we're all knotted up at 6 apiece. Royce serving again. Puts it in play. Brought across by the Eagles. Here's Tylee going to Scar. And Scar puts it down for the Tioga Ace hardware kill. The Blue Jays with a 1-point lead, 7-6. Hornberger goes off the face of number 1, kept alive by the Eagles. The Newburg Westhope Eagles. Not to be confused with the Westhope Newburg Glenburn Sioux football team. Very good football team. Here is Royce again off the net. They keep it alive. The Blue Jays do. Here's the Eagles keeping it alive as well, and they can't come up with the third hit. That's another point for the Stanley Blue Jays, 8-6. As Annie Royce goes back to serve again. Tylee Johnson sets up Hornberger as the Eagles are called in the net. It's another point for the Blue Jays. 9-6 as Annie Royce continues the serving prowess here. Very accurate as Hornberger this time tries to kill it. It goes into the net. I want to thank DA Land LLC, located in Tioga, North Dakota, established in 2021, providing quality skid steer attachments, farm and ranch supplies, feed, and pet supplies in the Tioga area. DA Land LLC. Here's a block by Scar, but it comes down on the Stanley side. It's another point for the Newburg Westhope Eagles. Eagles down by 1 as Kimberly Tabarez goes back to serve. The southpaw puts it in play. Here's Johnson's back set to Hornberger. Off the arms of Giovanna Zeltel. That point is a kill point for the Stanley Blue Jays. 10-8. Here's Hornberger again with the serve. Good serve. Brought across. Hornberger there digs it. Back set to Scar. Goes along the net. Tipped at the net and hits the Stanley side of the floor, and it's 10-9. The Porch, located over in Ray, North Dakota. Locally owned coffee shop with a variety of drinks and flavors for everybody. That's the Porch in Ray, North Dakota. Mandy Knox and her team in Ray, North Dakota. That's the Porch. 11-9 on that service error by the Eagles. The Blue Jays with the lead as Tylee Johnson serves for the Blue Jays. Up front, Blocked out of bounds off the arms of Brenna Winger, and Jordy Scar goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Blue Jays. It's 11-10. Brenna Winger, the granddaughter of Bob Winger, who is one of our sponsors. Bob and Candace Winger, owners of the Roustabout Service and Insulating, one of our elite sponsors. Over here watching, enjoying the game here this evening. Here's the ball off the umpire in the chair, Kendra Evansvold, and that point goes to Stanley. 12-11. Hermanson serves for the Blue Jays. Brought across by Tabarez. Passed up front. Here is Royce going over with the tap. Eagles catch up with it. Here is a hit by number 7, Ashley Tabarez. It's too deep. And that's another point for the Blue Jays. 2-point lead for Stanley on your Tioga Medical Center scoreboard. It's 13-11. Blue Jays with the lead. Here is Royce setting the ball up. Pushed across by Tylee Johnson from the back row. Here is a lift called against the Stanley Blue Jays. It's 13-12. Want to thank Surge Aesthetics, located in Tioga and Hazen. Our purpose is to enhance your natural beauty and give you the confidence you need. Call Sarah in Tioga at 701-641-6429 or Corey for your Hazen appointment at 701-870-0529. That's Surge Aesthetics, located in Tioga and Hazen, North Dakota. Pushed across by Zeltel, and we're all tied up at 13 apiece. Two evenly matched teams here this evening. The Eagles from Newburg Westhope out of Region 6. The Blue Jays out of Region 8 from Stanley. Tied up here in set number 2 after the Blue Jays took set number 1, 25-22. Big hit by Enander, dug out there by the Eagles, but this time the Eagles can't get it across, and it's another point for the Blue Jays. 14-13. Enander goes with the jump serve, and the Eagles are going backwards, and that's another point for Stanley. 15-13. Good crowd on hand tonight. Kind of impressed with the crowd that we have from Westhope Newburg, to tell you the truth, but if you're not here from those teams, we're glad that you're joining us here on Game Day Media. Another point for the Blue Jays. It's 16-13. Blue Jays up by 3. Enander puts the ball in play off the jump serve. Pushed across by the Eagles. Now here's a set up to Winger. And Eagles keep it alive. My goodness. Here's Hornberger, and Hornberger mistiming the jump, and it's a point for the Eagles. 16-14. Tioga Medical Center scoreboard. The Blue Jays up by 2. Blocked at the net by Winger and Royce. And Blue Jays give up another point. 16-15. That brings Nikki Heinley up off of her seat. A little bit of encouragement as Arneson puts the ball in play for the Eagles. There is Clancy Hornberger putting it down again. Another big swing from the left side for Clancy Hornberger. Kind of twists her body to get the ball in play, and she does a great job from that left corner, being a right-handed player. And there is another miss hit by the Eagles. It's 18-15. Cora Bell with a big smile on her face off the ace. Sponsored by Tioga Ace Hardware in Tioga.
Good decision by Cora Bell to go, let that one go. It's beyond the line. It's 19-15. That's a timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. Back after this timeout.
This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you in part by
Brandy Larson Insurance of Stanley offers home, auto, business, and farm insurance. For a quote, call 701-628-1414. Your local Farmers Union insurance agent.
Murex Petroleum Corporation, a pioneer for today, creating opportunities for all involved. Extraordinary people, extraordinary assets. MurexPetroleumCorporation.com.
At Haugland Insurance Services, we are passionate about protecting farmers and ranchers. With extensive agricultural knowledge, we have the tools to protect your profit and minimize risk. Whether it's crop and livestock insurance or farm property and liability, we protect your hard-earned assets. We can also assist with farm transitions, commercial insurance, life, health, and disability coverage. You work hard to feed our world, and we work tirelessly to protect what you've grown and built. Call us at 701-965-4066 or visit us online at HauglandInsuranceServices.com.
As we come back, we want to welcome all of our viewers up in the Westhope, Newburg area. If you're just joining us, make sure you hit that like button on our YouTube channel, and we appreciate that. Out of the timeout, a St. Luke's Medical Center timeout. St. Luke's Medical Center located up in Crosby, North Dakota. The Eagles bring it across. Hornberger now does the same. Here's a set to Johnson, up to Hornberger. Little tip as the Eagles. Marley Henry can't get it across, and the Blue Jays 5 points away from taking set number 2. They're up by 5, 20-15. Up front, Eagles, Zeltel brings it across. Royce with the dig. Here's a set back to Royce, and Royce tries to drive it home, but a diving libero keeps it alive as the Eagles unable to get it across on the third hit, and it's 21-15. Zeltel. Up front here is Hornberger. Pushing it across. The Eagles go out of bounds with it. Last touch by the Eagles. It's 22-15. And now Cora Bell only 3 points away from claiming set number 2 for the Blue Jays. Annie Royce tries to drive it home, but the Eagles bring it across. Here's Royce again. Blocked at the net, put down by Royce, and it's 23-15. 2 points for the Blue Jays to claim set number 2. 23-15, they're up on your Tioga Medical Center scoreboard. And now here is set point as the Eagles unable to run down that second hit as Cora Bell serves for the set. Ball's in play. Zeltel brings it across for the Eagles. Up front, Hornberger does the same. The ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Eagles. And that is set point, 25-15, as the Blue Jays take set number 2 to take a commanding 2-0 lead here in this best-of-5 match. We'll step aside, come back for our Bank of Tioga intermission after this timeout.
Voted a top 20 critical access hospital in quality, our level 5 trauma center is ready to handle all your emergency needs with our acute stroke ready certification and full lab and radiology departments. Our physical, occupational, and speech therapy providers are available for all your rehab care, and our family practice clinic provides a variety of care including well child and child immunizations. Psychiatric care is available by telehealth, and mental health is available in person. To schedule an appointment, call us at 701-628-2505 or find us on our website at stanleyhealth.org. Montreal County Medical Center, here to help you throughout a lifetime.
While being the largest leaseholder in the Bakken, Continental Resources believes that we are among the most efficient and cost-effective producers of oil and natural gas on the planet. One of the most effective ways of putting action behind our values is by giving to those communities in which we operate. American Energy is a huge contributor of tax revenue to local, state, and federal governments, an economic catalyst, and a job creator. If you want to work in an environment that encourages teamwork and putting your ideas into action, visit CLR.com to start your new career today.
As we come back, we want to thank some of our diamond sponsors, including Technex Solutions, LLC, offering measurement, sales, service, and support for oil and water measurement equipment in the Bakken. Give Jason a call at 701-641-0647 or get a hold of him by email at jason@technexsolutions.com. Farmers Union Insurance, the Larson Vossen agency located in Crosby, where they sell crop, farm and ranch, home, auto, commercial, and health insurance. Call Chell or Robbie at 701-965-6335 today. Patriot Oilfield Service Incorporated, Nate Ron and the team at Patriot Oilfield Service would like to wish the Pirates all the best this season. And speaking of the Pirates, we'll be up in Powers Lake at the barn this Thursday as the Ranchers will host the Tioga Lady Pirates here on Game Day Media. And we want to thank From the Sidelines, as we have Chris Peterson with a new podcast here on our Game Day Media platform, From the Sidelines with Chris Peterson, where he'll have a weekly podcast interviewing athletic directors, players, past and present. Be an interesting podcast and conversation with From the Sidelines with Chris Peterson. It's also on Spotify. It's a video podcast, so make sure you go to Game Day Media, subscribe, enable all the notifications, and listen to From the Sidelines with Chris Peterson. That last point given to the Stanley Blue Jays. They're out to a 1-0 lead. First time that they've started out the Northwest Therapy Services opening set with the lead. That ball was out of bounds off the arms of Zeltel, and it's 2-0. Blue Jays up 2-0 with set wins 25-22, 25-15 in set number 2. So the Eagles' backs are up against the wall. No room for a loss for the Eagles. Hornberger brings it across, but it's too deep. 2-1. Hidden Beauty Salon and Spa, located in Tioga, North Dakota on Main Street. Your full-service salon and spa. Follow them at Hidden Beauty on Facebook. As Trinity Barstead is called in the net, and we're all tied up at 2 apiece. Trinity Barstead seeing her first action of the match here this evening in set number 3. Here's a setup to Enander. Zeltel tries to drive it home, but can't do it. As that point put in Stanley's column. Almost an ace by Enander. Up front, here's a tip at the net. Ball lands inbounds anyway, and it's all tied up 3 apiece. Zeltel goes back to serve for the Eagles, knotted up at 3 apiece on your Tioga Medical Center scoreboard. Blocked at the net, Hornberger. Eagles keep it alive. Back row. Here's Larson with the set to the middle. Royce off the arms of number 13, jutting in and out of bounds. Last touch by the Eagles. That point for the Blue Jays. 701 Cornhole Company, making your cookouts even better. Visit their website at 701cornholecompany.com to see what they can make for you. Company owned by Brad Anderson, a former Stanley Blue Jay alumni. That's 701 Cornhole Company, located in Mandan. Find them at 701cornholecompany.com. Here's a left-handed hit by Kimberly Tabares, and it's another point for the Eagles. Eagles down by 1 at 5-4. Good crowd on hand tonight. Fairly impressed with the crowd from Westhope as the Eagles caught a little flat-footed. Jordy Scar checks in for the Blue Jays. Off the arms of Cora Bell. Last touch by the Blue Jays. It's 6-5. Brandy Larson Agency, located here in Stanley, North Dakota. They'll work for you personally for home, auto, business, or farm insurance and tailor the exact coverage plan you need. Contact Brandy Larson at 701-628-1414. Kept alive by the Blue Jays, but they're playing ping pong with it, and it goes last touch by the Blue Jays. 6-6. 6-6. Marley Henry with the serve. And Scar wide and to the left. It's another point for the Eagles. They're up 7-6. Scar brings it across with the little tip point, and we're all tied up at 7 apiece. If you're a bad day, if you're a Twins fan, they lost today to go down 2-1 in their best-of-5 series. They lost on their home field at Target Field today to the Houston Astros. Good dig by Cora Bell. Wow. Another good dig by Hornberger this time. Enander brings it across with the bump. And that hit by number 8, Addison Mock, is wide and to the right. And it's a 1-point lead, 8-7 for the Blue Jays over the Newburg Westhope Eagles. As Hornberger serves for head coach Nikki Heinley's Blue Jays. Enander goes cross court. Zeltel there for the Eagles. Scar. Back and forth. Quick set to Enander, and Enander goes into the net with it. 8-8. Tell you what, these two teams are pretty well balanced as they get closer to the postseason. The District 11 postseason will be held down in Rugby. Right now, I believe the Eagles are ranked number 4. And that point goes to Westhope Newburg. Botno is the top team in District 11. And there's a service error by the libero, Jaden Graff. So we're all tied up on your Tioga Medical Center scoreboard, 9-9. As Trinity Barsted checks in for Cora Bell. Off the net. The Eagles keep it alive. Great play there by number 7, Ashley Tabarez, and there's a point for the Eagles. 10-9, back and forth here. Larson runs down the second hit, pushed to the corner by Enander, and that's a point for Stanley. 10-10. As Nora Hermanson, the libero for the Blue Jays, goes back to the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row. Zeltel. To the corner. That hits the line. That's a good point by Betty Enander. Another serve by Hermanson. And there's a kill by Zeltel, and we're all tied up at 11. Prairie Home Furnishings, located in Stanley, North Dakota. Open every day except Sunday. Many top brand furnishings available locally right here in Stanley, North Dakota with Prairie Home Furnishings of Stanley. Annie Royce tipped at the net by Zeltel, hits the floor on the Eagles side. It's another point for the Blue Jays, 12-11. Montreal County Medical Center, located at 615 6th Street Southeast in Stanley, North Dakota. Continuing to provide quality health care to Montreal County since 1960. Visit their website at stanleyhealth.org. 13-11 as Betty Enander goes back to serve with a 2-point lead. And boy, there's a friendly net for the Eagles as they get the ball to fall on the Blue Jay side. It's 13-12. 13-12 as Zeltel goes back to serve. Larson out the outside to Hornberger. Hornberger with a big swing again. There's Enander keeping it alive. Pushed across with the bump. From the back row, it's going to be Hornberger unable to put enough on it. And we're all tied up at 13 each. Giovanna Zeltel goes back to serve. The junior puts it in play with a short serve. Here's Hornberger. Woo, into the into the rafters. And you got to credit the home field advantage of that one. 14-13. Blue Jays on top. And that was big ceiling here, but it hit one of the beams. Come down. Nobody was. 1-point lead for the Blue Jays as Royce goes to the back row. Zeltel digs it out. Kept alive, brought across by Arneson. And Blue Jays running into each other. And here, keep it alive. Somehow they got it to go, and there's a point as Eagles push it into the net. 15-13. Blue Jays up 2-0 as Cora Bell continues to serve. Set to the middle. Annie Royce goes right down the middle. Dug out there by Zeltel. Larson there. Hornberger pushes it across with the tip. Free ball. There's a big hit from the left corner by number 12. Kimberly Tabarez, a senior for the Eagles. That gets the Eagles within one, 15-14. As Coach Lauren Cunningham yelling out instructions, and there is an ace for the Eagles, and we're all tied up at 15 apiece. Kimberly Tabarez with a Tioga Ace Hardware ace. Here is Hornberger, and Hornberger unable to put it home, and lead goes back over to the Newburg Westhope Eagles, 16-15. Royce puts it in play. Blue Jays down by one. There is Clancy Hornberger with another point from the left corner. And it's 16-16. Annie Royce, the freshman for head coach Nikki Heinley's Blue Jays, with a good serve. Back row, Cora Bell digs it out. Lands on the Eagles side. Pushed across, blocked at the net. Unable to catch up with it are the Eagles, and that's another point for the Blue Jays, and they recapture the lead by one, 17-16. Annie Royce goes back to server's row again. Now leading by one. Cross court hit off the rafters, and the rafters this time give the Eagles a point. 17-17. Here comes the Eagles. Enander up in the rafters again. Where will it come down? Larson tries to bring it across. It's too deep, and that point goes to the Eagles. They're up by one, 18-17. Larson with another assist Good job by the Blue Jays and the Eagles as Hornberger brings it across. Tipped at the net. Here's Larson going to set up Hornberger. Down the corner she goes. Dug out there in the back row by the Eagles. Tipped across. Now Hornberger again goes to the middle. And the ball hits the ceiling, comes down on the Eagles side. That's another point for the Blue Jays. We're all tied up on your Tioga Medical Center scoreboard. 18-18 as Clancy Hornberger now goes back to the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row. Pushed across, well placed by the Eagles, finds the donut hole, and the Eagles take the lead by one, 19-18. Libero Jaden Graff goes back to servers row, puts the ball in play. And there's a miss hit by Hornberger in the back row, and it's 20-18. The Blue Jays down by 2. Quick set. Scar puts it home on the quick set by Hallie Larson. 2019 as Trinity Barstead will check in for Cora Bell. Comes off with a big smile on her face. Hallie Larson serving. Puts it in play. Zeltel goes along the front row. Here's a set by Larson over to Enander. Enander's too deep with the kill attempt, and it's 21-19. Blue Jays are down by 2. Eagles are 4 points away from capturing set number 3. Brought back into play. Hermanson brings it across with the bump. Here's Zeltel. Dug out by Hermanson again. Hermanson pushes it across from the back row. Back set to the Eagles. There's Hermanson again. Enander goes cross court with it. From the middle, Zeltel tries to bring it home, and she does. 22-19. With that, we have a timeout on the floor. Tioga Medical Center scoreboard. It is the Blue Jays 19, the Eagles 22. It's a St. Luke's Medical Center timeout.
At Prairie Home Furnishings of Stanley, featuring some of the best brands in the industry, such as Ashley, Lazy Boy, and Shaw Flooring, we have something for every room in your home. From furniture to flooring, outdoor living, mattresses, and decor, we truly have everything your home deserves. Shop our everyday low prices locally in store Monday through Friday, 9 to 5:30, and Saturdays from 9 to 4, or shop online anytime at shopphf.com. For all things home, be sure to also follow us on Facebook.
This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you by
Otheon Boutique. Shop in person in downtown Tioga, or visit their website at shopotheon.com.
Nessa Consulting, located in Tioga, North Dakota. Visit nessaconsulting.com.
Frames by Ryan James, located in Crosby, North Dakota. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Frames by Ryan James.
As we come out of that St. Luke's Medical Center timeout, it's 22-19. The Eagles with the lead over the Blue Jays here in set number 3. Blue Jays keep it alive, and the Blue Jays unable to catch up with it on the third hit. 23-19, the Blue Jays down by 4. Ashley Taveras only 2 points away from claiming set number 3. Set to the middle. Enander goes with it off the arms of number 7, Ashley Taveras. That's a point for the Blue Jays. Let's see if they can put together a few points with Nora Hermanson going back to the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row. Blue Jays are down by 3, 23-20. Here's a setup to Zeltel, and she swings and hits it into the net. 23-21. Ball's in play. Brought across by Zeltel. Enander from the left corner. And they push it out of bounds, the Eagles do, and it's 23-22. Last 2 points have gone to the Blue Jays. Here's a set. Zeltel, Hermanson there digs it out. Pushed across by Larson. Nobody home for the Eagles. And we're tied up 23-23. With that, we have another timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. You're listening to Game Day Media volleyball coverage. Back after this timeout.
This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you in part by Pregame Construction in Ray, North Dakota, your go-to for all your residential and commercial spray foam and construction needs. Tegan's Interiors, located on Main Street in Crosby, North Dakota. Follow them on Facebook or find them online at tegansinteriors.com. Tioga Drug and Soda Shop, located at 106 North Main Street in Tioga. Visit tiogadrug.com.
At Tioga Ace Hardware, our store is a member of the largest retailer-owned hardware cooperative in the industry. We are all committed to being the helpful place by offering our customers knowledgeable advice, helpful service, and quality products. As the helpful hardware folks in your community, we promise that helping you is the most important thing we have to do today. Shop the biggest brands all under one roof at 119 North Main Street in Tioga, or shop online at acehardware.com.
Last point going to the Eagles. It's set point for the Eagles as Arneson serves for the set. Up front, here's Enander putting it in the corner. That's good, and we're all tied up at 24 apiece. Big kill by Betty Enander. Nice set by the Blue Jays as Enander now goes back to server's row. Jump serve is in. Here's Royce putting it down. It is 25-24. It'll be match point for the Stanley Blue Jays and Bethany Enander. Serves in. Tabarez goes along the corner and finds nobody home for the Blue Jays, and we're all tied up at 25-25. Giovanna Zeltel serves for the Eagles. Here's a set to Hornberger. Hornberger dug out by the Eagles. Tipped at the net by Barstead. It's going to be last touched off the arms of the Eagles. And it's match point again. 26-25 as Cora Bell checks in for Trinity Barstead. And Bell will serve for the match. Serve is in. Brought across by the Eagles. Bell there for the Blue Jays. Set up front to Royce. Kept alive. Zeltel will bring it across with the bump. Now here's a set. Well, it was a tip by Larson. And there is a ball behind the antenna, and we're tied up again. 26-26. As the serve will go to Kimberly Tabarez, the southpaw. Puts it in play. Short serve. Dug out there by Enander and Bell. And there is a block party for the Blue Jays as Clancy Hornberger gives the lead back over to Stanley. 27-26. Again, another match point for Annie Royce. Set to the outside, and a little indecision cost the Blue Jays a point, and we're all tied up at 27-27. Extra innings here as the Eagles tied up at 27 apiece on your Tioga Medical Center scoreboard. Up front, here's Jordy Scar going to the corner, dug out there by Tabarez. Now brought across. Here's a set. Short set to Scar. Scar just about whiffed on it. Hornberger, no doubt about that one. Hornberger drives it home for the Blue Jays. It's 28-27. As now Clancy Hornberger, the senior from Stanley, goes back with match point in front of her. Ball's in play. Enander goes to the corner. Dug out by the Eagles. Now brought across. Here's a set by Larson. Up to Scar, and Scar puts it into the net. 28-28. Back and forth, back and forth. Up front, Enander tipped at the net by the Eagles, and it's another match point for the Blue Jays. 29-28. These Blue Jays beat the Kenmare Bowbells Honkers last week, 30-28. Can probably match that score here in set number 3. Ball's in play. Up front. And that point goes to the Eagles as the Blue Jays are called in the net. 29-29. Ashley Tabarez serves for the Eagles. Ball's in play. Enander brings it across for the Blue Jays. Here's Zeltel going to the corner and found the open corner along the left sideline, and it's going to be set point. Set point for the Eagles. They're up 30-29. It's been a good match here. That ball hits the line as the line official said it hit the line. And that is match point, 31-29. The Eagles take set number 3 by 2 points, 31-29. We'll step aside, come back after this Bank of Tioga 2-minute intermission.
Since 1961, Tioga Medical Center has been providing quality health care to Northwest North Dakota patients. With a newly built clinic in Tioga, where primary care providers along with visiting specialists are caring for patients every day. Primary care clinics in Ray and Powers Lake also. Call for an appointment today at 701-664-3368. Tioga Medical Center. Great staff making a difference in the lives of patients every day.
At Border Plains Equipment of Stanley, our vision is to be the respected and recognized leader in agricultural equipment and the employer of choice by helping people succeed. Our mission is to serve agricultural customers and communities by partnering to meet their needs through the sales and support of farm equipment and technology. Visit plainsag.com to check local inventory or stop by at 8141 off Highway 2 in Stanley, North Dakota today.
Since 1961, Tioga Medical Center has been providing quality health care to Northwest North Dakota patients. With a newly built clinic in Tioga, where primary care providers along with visiting specialists are caring for patients every day. Primary care clinics in Ray and Powers Lake also. Call for an appointment today at 701-664-3368. Tioga Medical Center. Great staff making a difference in the lives of patients every day.
And as we come back for set number 4 on this Bank of Tioga intermission, it was the Newburg Westhope Eagles with a 31-29 victory in set number 3 to climb back into this match. They're up 2-1, and as we have a little bit of time, we want to promote From the Sidelines with Chris Peterson, a weekly podcast on our GameDay Media and Spotify platforms. Make sure you go out and subscribe to GameDay Media. No cost to subscribe. Chris Peterson, my son down in Bismarck, will be having a weekly podcast. From the Sidelines with Chris Peterson on GameDay Media platform as well as Spotify, where he's going to be interviewing past, present athletes, coaches, athletic directors. Should be interesting. First point of set number 4 goes to the Newburg Westhope Eagles. They're out 1-0. Ashley Tabares with the serve for the Eagles is too deep. It's an easy point for the Blue Jays. It's all tied up at 1 apiece. There's a net service error. And the point given to Westhope Newburg. Rivera Bank, proud supporter of the Stanley community and Stanley Blue Jays, helping you, our customer, forge new paths to achieve your financial goals. Rivera Bank, Heath Hetzel and his team at Rivera Bank, located in Stanley, North Dakota. 3-1, the Newburg Westhope Eagles out by 2 here in set number 4. They're down 2-1. Friendly net, and that's a Tioga Ace Hardware ace. It's 4-1. As Solveig Arneson continues to serve for the Eagles. Back set to Winger. And Winger puts it down for a point for the Blue Jays. 4-2. As we change service sides, it's going to be Kyle Hansen for all your financial planning needs at Northwest North Dakota. Call Kyle Hansen or Becky Gettle, your local Thriving advisors, at 701-628-2384. As Cora Bell tries to keep it alive, but she can't do it. And that's another easy point for the Eagles. 3-point lead for the Eagles as Giovanna Zeltel serves. Hits the line again. 6-2 on the Tioga Ace Hardware ace. Six to 2. The Eagles with a 4-point lead. Short serve by Zeltel. Hornberger brings it across. Set by Larson up front. Royce tries to put it down, can't do it. Back row hit. Dug out there by Enander. Up front, here's Hornberger with the big hit. And that point breaks the scoring streak for the Eagles. As Annie Royce will go back to serve again for the Blue Jays. Prairie Motors of Stanley, North Dakota, devoting themselves to helping and serving their customers to the best of their ability with high-quality vehicles and service. It's a point for the Blue Jays. Looks like there's a little bit of confusion, but in any case, it's a point for the Stanley Blue Jays. 6-4. Blue Jays are down by 2 here in set 4. A back set to Jordy Scar, and Scar off the arms of Zeltel. And the Blue Jays now cut the lead down to 1 for the Eagles at 6-5 as Annie Royce continues to serve for the Blue Jays. And the serve is deep. 7-5. The Eagles on top. As Nora Hermanson, the libero, checks in for Annie Royce. Play back row. There's a service there as it goes out of bounds. Easy point for the Blue Jays. 7-6. As they dig out the volleyball, Patriot Oilfield Service. Nate Ron and his team at Patriot Oilfield Service. Proud supporters of the Tioga Pirates. Brought across by the Eagles. Here's Hermanson. Back set to Scar. Scar tries to put it down. Nobody home for the Eagles on the third hit. And it's 7-7. Clancy Hornberger now goes back to the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row. Ball's in play. Good serve. Zeltel digs it out. Up front, pushed across. Almost pushed across by Juntman. And they can't do it, and it's a point for Stanley. Stanley with an 8-7 lead. Their first lead here in set number 4 at 8-7. Again, there is a serve by Hornberger. Dug out by Zeltel, now brought across by the Eagles on the Stanley side. Here's a set out to Enander. Enander tries to drive it home, but Eagles are there, and Jordy Scar mishits it, and we're all tied up at 8 apiece. 8-8. Marley Henry serving for the Eagles. Pushed across, and everybody located in one area on the floor for Stanley, and the Eagles put it where they weren't. Point to the Eagles, 9-8. The lead back for the Eagles. Wearing their red and white uniforms this evening. Stanley Blue Jays wearing their pink uniforms in honor of breast cancer awareness. There's a point off the foot of number 7, Ashley Taveras. It's 9-9. We're all tied up as Hallie Larson goes back to serve again for the Blue Jays. Serves in play. On the outside, brought across by number 8, Addison Mock. Now here's Enander going across with it for the Blue Jays. And there's a big hit on the outside by number 7, Ashley Taveras, a junior, for the Eagles. The lead to the Eagles at 10-9. The Eagles down 2-1 here, this best-of-5 match. The Eagles not going to catch up with that one, and it's 10-10. Annie Royce checks in for Jordy Scar for the Blue Jays as Nora Hermanson goes back to serve. Tipped at the net. Hornberger can't catch up with it, and that point goes to the Eagles. 11-10. Winger gets it across with a kind of a little punch. And there is number 12. That is Kimberly Taveras again putting the ball down for the Eagles. And it's a 2-point lead for Newburg Westhope. There's a serve. Friendly net keeps the ball alive. As Hornberger brings it across. Zeltel goes to the middle back row, and Hermanson can't catch up with it. That's another point for the Eagles. They're up by 3, 13-10. Now here's Hornberger punching it across, and that's good from the back row as the libero, Jaden Graff, lets it hit the floor. 13-11. And there's another point for the Eagles. 14-11. Tell you what, the Eagles are playing some scrappy volleyball here, keeping themselves in the match. They were down 2-0. Took set number 3, 31-29. Now up by 3 here in set number 4. Hornberger brings it across with the bump. Front row, Zeltel bumps it across. Hallie Larson with the set. Hornberger tries to drive it home, can't do it. Here's Hermanson. Enander goes across with it from the back row. And there is a point for the Blue Jays. And the coach for the Eagles is questioning Gary Schell. And in any case, it's a point for the Blue Jays at 14-12. As Cora Bell checks into the game. Here's Zeltel back set to Taveras, and Taveras with a little tip point. 15-12. Eagles out on top. BA Land LLC was established in 2021. They provide quality skid steer attachments, farm and ranch supplies, feed and pet supplies in the Tioga area. There's a Tioga Ace Hardware ace for the Eagles. They're up by 4, 16-12. Momentum shift here since the start of set number 4. The Eagles capturing set number 3, 31-29. Have kept it going here in set number 4, but there is the Blue Jays finding that donut hole. 16-13. Annie Royce checking in. Goes to the Service Valley Dental Group servers row. Ball swatted into the net by the Eagles, 16-14. Royce continues to serve. Friendly net. Eagles catch up with it. Back set to Scar. Scar goes cross court, dug out there. And again, the rafters, another point for the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are crawling back. They're down by 1 after being down by 4 at 16-12. Now trail 16-15. Here's a ball hit into the net by Juntanen, and we're all knotted up, folks, at 16 apiece on your Tioga Medical Center scoreboard. Here in set number 4. Blue Jays up 2-1 if you're just joining us. Royce to Larson. Up front to Scar, and Scar going to try to put it through the block wall. That point goes to the Eagles at 17-16. Kind of mistimed her jump a little bit. Caught it on the down part of her jump. Here's Hornberger tipping it. Eagles catch up with it. Fighting for it. Scar with the lift. And it's 18-16. The Eagles back up by 2. Hornberger keeps it alive as Hornberger into the net. And it's going to be a 3-point lead for the Eagles, 19-16. And the Blue Jays kind of lost the big mo here right now. Pushed across. Eagles can regroup, or the Blue Jays can regroup. Here's Scar from the middle. Up front, here's a block, and it's off the arms of Bell, and that's a point for the Eagles. It's 20-16. And the Eagles are 5 points away from tying this match up. They lead 20-16 here in set number 4. From the outside, Bell keeps it alive as Enander will bring it across. Great play by the Blue Jays. Juntanen goes to the corner, and the Blue Jays kind of all out of whack, and it's 21-16. We have a timeout on the floor. It's the St. Luke's Medical Center timeout. We'll step away, come back after this quick timeout.
Based in Crosby, North Dakota, St. Luke's Medical Center's mission is to provide comprehensive and compassionate health care for individuals and families in cooperation with the area medical community. Our vision is to be recognized as a community leader by delivering quality health care through a team of dedicated professionals in a friendly, compassionate, and growing environment. Recently named one of the top 20 critical access hospitals in the country means our community can count on us to deliver services they need now and in the future. To schedule an appointment, call 701-965-6349.
As we come out of that St. Luke's Medical Center timeout, the Eagles down 2-1, 4 points away from tying up this best-of-5 match. They're up 21-16. And there's Scar slapping it into the net again. 22-16. Looks like Scar struggled a little bit from the front row here tonight. 22-16. Larson goes back row. Enander will push it across. Larson there for the dig. On the outside, Hornberger tries to bring it home for the Blue Jays. Can't do it. Up front, there's a tip at the net. Kept alive by the Blue Jays. Brought across by Enander. She squares herself up in the back row. Tipped at the net. by Hornberger, kept alive by the Eagles. Great play by the Eagles, and there's a point for the Eagles. It's 23-16. As Nora Hermanson will check in for Annie Royce. There's no answer right now for the Blue Jays. 23-17. Here's Scar tipping it to the corner, and finally that breaks the scoring streak. It was 16-16 before that last point. It's now 23-17. The Eagles up by 6 as Hornberger serving for Stanley. Pushed across. Here is Hallie Larson, back set to Scar, and Scar hits it into the net again. It'll be set point for the Newburg Westhope Eagles. No room for error for the Blue Jays. Back to serve Marley Henry for the Eagles. On set point as Enander goes for it. And it's going to be a double hit called against the Eagles. 24-18. As Brenna Winger will check in for Cora Bell. Hallie Larson serves for the Blue Jays. Down by 6, 24-18. Here's a set Larson. Up to Enander. Kept alive by the Eagles. Off the net, and the Eagles take set number 4, 25-18, to tie up this match at 2 sets apiece. We'll be back with our Bank of Tioga intermission after this timeout.
Located in Crosby, North Dakota, Brad Johnson Insurance has been helping clients find insurance coverage since 1986. Our team is passionate about serving the community in which we live and pride ourselves on getting to know our clients to best serve their needs. Our staff is active in the public and strives to better our community through participation, involvement, and by supporting area events and youth programs. For a quote, visit bradjohnsoninsurance.com or call 701-965-4200 today.
At Prairie Home Furnishings of Stanley, featuring some of the best brands in the industry, such as Ashley, Lazy Boy, and Shaw Flooring, we have something for every room in your home. From furniture to flooring, outdoor living, mattresses, and decor, we truly have everything your home deserves. Shop our everyday low prices locally in store Monday through Friday, 9 to 5:30, and Saturdays from 9 to 4, or shop online anytime at shopphf.com. For all things home, be sure to also follow us on Facebook.
Founded in 2019, Northwest Therapy Services, located in Ray and Williston, North Dakota, provides speech therapy in our clinics as well as partnering with local schools and nursing facilities to provide on-site therapeutic services. Our therapists offer language therapy as well as therapy for social, cognitive, communication, swallowing, feeding, and voice disorders. We are dedicated to providing the highest level of quality services. To schedule an appointment, visit nwtherapyservices.com or call 701-568-8255.
And as we come back with our Northwest Therapy Services start of set number 5, the Stanley Blue Jays taking set number 1, 25-22. The Blue Jays continued with their winning ways, winning set number 2, 25-15. But after that point, it's been all Eagles as they took down the Blue Jays 31-29 in set number 3, took down the Blue Jays 25-18 in set number 4. So we played a 15 here in set number 5 as Winger brings it across for the Blue Jays. Back corner off the arms of Hornberger, and the first point goes to the Eagles. One to nothing on your Tioga Medical Center scoreboard as number 7, Ashley Taperas continues to serve and then serves it into the net. Service error by the Eagles ties the score up at 1 apiece as Betty Enander goes back to the Souris Valley Dental Group server's row. Good serve by Enander. Up front, here's Zeltel. Pushed up front, here's Hornberger putting it home for the Blue Jays. They're up 2-1. I think that's their winning key. If they can get the ball over to Clancy Hornberger, as they got to find the ball. Go down Highway 2 to pick up that one. Clancy Hornberger. Now here's Enander. Here's a set by Larson. Up to Hornberger again. And Hornberger this time is wide and to the left. 2-2. Just a little bit outside. That reminds you of Blair Walsh and the Minnesota Vikings, right? 2-2. Up front, Annie Royce goes to the corner. Good decision by Royce. It's another point for the Blue Jays. 3-2. Blue Jays out on top as Cora Bell checks in for Brenna Winger. For the Blue Jays, a lot of excitement on the Blue Jay bench right now as they lead by 1. Here's Giovanna Zeltel bringing it across with the roll. Royce off the arms of Zeltel, puts it down for another point. The freshman showing a little bit of giddy up here tonight. A 2-point lead for the Blue Jays at 4-2. A knuckleball comes across from Bell. Allie Larson catches up with it. Enander brings it across. Zeltel pushes it to the corner, but there's Hermanson again. Here's Royce from the middle, tipped at the net. Brought across. Hermanson goes over to Hornberger. The punch, he brings it across. From the middle, and it's going to be Hornberger putting it down again for another tile. Ace Hardware kill. It's 5-2, and with that we have a timeout on the floor. Your Tioga Medical Center scoreboard, it is 5-2 in favor of the Blue Jays. This is a St. Luke's Medical Center timeout.
This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you by
Othion Boutique. Shop in person in downtown Tioga or visit their website at shopothion.com.
Nessa Consulting, located in Tioga, North Dakota. Visit nessaconsulting.com.
Frames by Ryan James, located in Crosby, North Dakota. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Frames by Ryan James.
And as we come back, we want to feature a new elite sponsor that has come on board with Game Day Media. That's TNT Measurements Incorporated, providing oil and gas allocation meter proving calibrations along with facility lock provings. To schedule your proving, contact Derek Thompson at 701-421-1351. Play continues. The Blue Jays up by 2 now as Clancy Hornberger spikes it into the net. And Zeltel will go back to the Souris Valley Dental Group server's row. Quick set, Hornberger tries to drive it home. Eagles are there. And there is a point for number 12, Kimberly Taberes. And it's 5-4. This one's going to come down to the wire, folks. Call up your friends, tell them to tune in to Game Day Media ND on YouTube. Catch the final set here. Hit the like button if you would. Would appreciate it. Hallie Larson with the tip point for the Blue Jays. 6-4. Annie Royce now goes back to the server's row with a 2-point lead for the Blue Jays. There is a lift, double hit lift called against the Eagles. It's 7-4. It's a 3-point advantage here in set number 5 for the Blue Jays. We played a 15, got to win by 2. Tipped across, Hornberger lost her footing. Caught flat-footed, the Blue Jays left that. The blocker is uncovered and behind him. And it's 7-5. Hallie Larson unable to put it in play, and that's another point for the Eagles. So a 3-point lead. It's now a 1-point lead for the Blue Jays. Short serve, dug out there by Jordy Scar, bumped across from the back row by the Blue Jays. Pushed to the front row, Juntanen tips it into the net, and that's a point, easy point for Stanley. Clancy Hornberger now back to server's row, leading by 2, 8-6 on your Tioga Medical Center scoreboard. And that's a point on the fourth hit by the Eagles. It's 9-6. Clancy Hornberger again, needing 6 to claim the match. Good serve. Good serve. And Scar that time puts it down, and it's a 4-point lead, 10-6 in favor of the Blue Jays, as Clancy Hornberger continues to serve for Stanley. Serve is in. Here's Enander going to the corner again. That's another easy point. And we have a timeout on the floor. Your Tioga Medical Center scoreboard. It's 11-6. This is a St. Luke's Medical Center timeout.
This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you in part by Bingaman Construction in Ray, North Dakota, your go-to for all your residential and commercial spray foam and construction needs. Tegan's Interiors, located on Main Street in Crosby, North Dakota. Follow them on Facebook or find them online at tegansinteriors.com. Tioga Drug and Soda Shop, located at 106 North Main Street in Tioga. Visit tiogadrug.com.
As we come out of that St. Luke's Medical Center timeout, that gives us a chance to thank some of our other diamond sponsors, including The Porch, located in Ray, North Dakota, locally owned coffee shop, serving a variety of drinks with a flavor for everyone. That's The Porch in Ray. Surge Aesthetics, located in Tioga and Hazen, enhancing your natural beauty and giving you the confidence you need. Contact Sarah at 701-641-6429 or Corey at 870-0529. And there is a service error by the Blue Jays. It's 11-7. Southpaw Marley Henry puts it in play, and Scar thought she had the point, turned her back on the play. The rest of her teammates said, you got to keep playing, man. And that time it's Betty Enander with a tip point. 17-12. The Blue Jays, 12-7, excuse me. 12-7. As Hallie Larson goes back to server's row. Ball's in play. Here's a set to the middle. Blocked at the net, kept alive by Jordy Scar as Enander brings it across. On the outside, tipped at the net by the Blue Jays off the kill attempt by Ashley Taveras, as Hermanson bumps it across from the back row. Up front, here is a tip at the net, kept alive. Scar goes with it across. Now on the Blue Jays side, as we have an injury on the floor, as we have a Stanley Blue Jay member of the volleyball team is down. And looked like Larson probably caught an elbow or a ball in her left eye or something, and holding her left side of her face. It is Larson coming out of the game. The score on the scoreboard is I don't know. They didn't have a point. They didn't award a point for either team. And it's going to be 12-7 as it's a replay by the officials. So 12-7 as Tylee Johnson continues to serve. Here is Tylee Johnson setting up Enander. Enander tips it across. And now there's another point as back row blockers or back row cover didn't come up to cover. and it's 12-8. Got double blocks set up, and they tip it over the blocks. The back row's got to come up and cover them. That might have been out, but Hornberger, too close for comfort, kept it alive. Here's Zeltel, and off the arms of Hornberger. That's another point for the Eagles. Eagles down by 3 at 12-9. We're playing for the match here in this set number 5. We played a 15, got to win by 2. Here's the libero, number 4, Jaden Graff with the serve. Enander brings it across from the middle. Zeltel tries to bring it home for the Eagles. And now there is a point played off the net by Tylee Johnson, and he couldn't have placed it any better. 13-9 as Nora Hermanson goes back to the Souris Valley Dental Group server's row, puts it in play. On the outside, Zeltel off the front row block. And again, back row not covering the front row blockers. 13-10. As Ashley Tabarez goes back to the Souris Valley Dental Group server's row, down by 3. Tylee Johnson sets up the middle. Enander blocked at the net, kept alive by both teams. Now on the Eagles side as Tabarez brings it across, and that's another point for the Eagles. 13-11. 13-11. The Eagles down by 2. Tylee Johnson from the middle. Enander punches it across. Good receive there by Clancy Hornberger, keeping it alive for the Blue Jays. There's a block at the net. Stanley bringing it across. Enander, and with the little tip point, it's going to be match point for the Blue Jays. They're up 14-13. No room for error for the Eagles. Bethany Enander puts the ball in play. And there is the point with the lift. That is the match as the Stanley Blue Jays claim a 15-11 win over the Newburg Westhope Eagles. Your final score in set number 5, it is the Stanley Blue Jays 13 and the Newburg Westhope Eagles 11. We'll step aside. We'll come back with our D&L Paraffin postgame show. We'll try to get our head coach, Nikki Heinley, the winning head coach, along with our Brad Johnson Insurance Player of the Game, on the headset after this timeout.
D&L Paraffin Incorporated is a local family-owned hot oil company that has been in operation since 1981. We work hard to develop good business relationships with the oilfield companies in the Tioga area. While offering services north of Lake Sakakawea, we focus on integrity, hard work, and safety. For all hot oil services, call dispatch at 701-641-3065 or 701-641-6310. And for hiring information, be sure to follow us on Facebook at DL Paraffin.
Founded in 2019, Northwest Therapy Services, located in Ray and Williston, North Dakota, provides speech therapy in our clinics as well as partnering with local schools and nursing facilities to provide on-site therapeutic services. Our therapists offer language therapy as well as therapy for social, cognitive, communication, swallowing, feeding, and voice disorders. We are dedicated to providing the highest level of quality services. To schedule an appointment, visit nwtherapyservices.com or call 701-568-8255.
Inspired by a dream. That dream is now a reality. Our goal at GameDay Media is to provide a new way of watching high school sporting events in Northwest North Dakota through live audio, video streaming services. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch and listen to all the action. We are looking for business sponsors to come on board with GameDay Media to help promote your business as we help to promote our area athletes during our broadcasts. Contact David or Randy Peterson for further details on how you can become a sponsor on GameDay Media. GameDay Media, more than a game.
This GameDay Media broadcast is brought to you by
Otheon Boutique. Shop in person in downtown Tioga or visit their website at shopotheon.com.
Nessa Consulting, located in Tioga, North Dakota. Visit nessaconsulting.com.
Frames by Ryan James, located in Crosby, North Dakota. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Frames by Ryan James.
And as we come back to our DNL Paraffin postgame show, I've got the winning head coach from the Stanley Blue Jays, Nikki Heinle, on the headset this evening. And Nikki, congratulations on a very tough match tonight.
Well, thank you.
It was evenly played, and you guys started out with a 2-0 lead, as I thought this was going to be a quick match, and it ended up being a 5-set match. And hats off to the team from Newburg Westhope for getting themselves back in the game with a 31-29 win in set number 3, and then kept the momentum going in set number 4. But you guys finally found out what you needed to do to claim set number 5.
We did, yes. And it was a tough battle, but I think, we went back to, we were making a lot of errors, and we were, just the energy wasn't there. So that was game 5. It was like, find that energy, bring back the team we saw in the first and second game, and I thought they did a good job of that. So.
Well, I thought your Brad Johnson Insurance Player of the Game, Clancy Hornberger, I had her down for the player of the game based upon the first 2 sets that you did play. She kind of showed up in set number 3 again to lead your Blue Jays to a victory 3-2 over the Newburg Westhope Eagles. And I know you've got one more district game to play here this week before you start playing some non-conference Region 8 games, right? And that's against who?
We played Trenton and MLS.
And then this Thursday you play Divide County, correct?
Divide County,
Yeah, so you got the Maroons. Is that going to be here in Stanley?
Yep, that'll be a home game for us, and it'll be our Dig Pink night, so we got a big night Thursday.
Yeah, that's really impressive. I like what you girls are doing here, your team is doing, as you are honoring breast cancer awareness with your pink uniforms, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, it really is.
You've been listening to the head coach, the winning head coach of the Stanley Blue Jays, Nikki Heinle, here on our DNL Paraffin postgame show. When we come back, we'll have our Brad Johnson Insurance Player of the Game. It'll be Clancy Hornberger after this 1-minute timeout.
Voted a top 20 critical access hospital in quality, our Level 5 Trauma Center is ready to handle all your emergency needs with our acute stroke ready certification and full lab and radiology departments. Our physical, occupational, and speech therapy providers are available for all your rehab care, and our family practice clinic provides a variety of care including well child and child immunizations. Psychiatric care is available by telehealth, and mental health is available in person. To schedule an appointment, call us at 701-628-2505. Or find us on our website at stanleyhealth.org. Montreal County Medical Center, here to help you throughout a lifetime.
Located in Crosby, North Dakota, Brad Johnson Insurance has been helping clients find insurance coverage since 1986. Our team is passionate about serving the community in which we live and pride ourselves on getting to know our clients to best serve their needs. Our staff is active in the public and strives to better our community through participation, involvement, and by supporting area events and youth programs. For a quote, visit bradjohnsoninsurance.com or call 701-965-4200 today.
And as we come back and finish up here with our DNL Paraffin postgame show, I've got our Brad Johnson Insurance Player of the Game. That's Clancy Hornberger. And Clancy Hornberger of the Stanley Blue Jays, the first couple of sets, I had you down as the possible player of the game as you kind of led your team to a quick 2-0 lead against the Newburg Westhope Eagles. But then they kind of slacked off a little bit, and the Eagles got themselves back into the match, right?
Yep.
And so they took set number 3, 31-29, and then they took set number 4, 25-18. But then you guys found your mojo again, and you got up to a quick lead and eventually won 15-11. I thought you played a great game from the front row, and you did a lot of good serving tonight and some hits from the back row. So you're kind of an all-around player. Don't come off the floor too often, do you?
Getting into the season I did, but towards now, yeah, I start to stay on a bit more than normal, so it's fun and exciting.
One of the things that I thought was really impressive tonight for you, Clancy, is when you're playing that left front row, you're able to twist your body and maneuver your body so that you can get the ball cross court with your offhand to the left. You're a right-handed player, so it's a little bit backwards for you might say, but you have an act of being able to get that ball into the back row, and you found some success with it.
Yeah, it's definitely tricky sometimes, but you just got to hope and pray.
And I know you guys have the Divide County Maroons in your final District 16 game of the year. So it's going to be pink out night. Is that what I understand?
Yep, Dick Pink night. Come and support.
And come and support the Stanley Blue Jays this Thursday against the Divide County Maroons. You've been listening to our Brad Johnson Insurance Player of the Game, Big Wave, Clancy Hornberger of the Stanley Blue Jays. We'll step aside, come back after this timeout as we finish up our broadcast here on GameDay Media.
At GameDay Media, we are dedicated to promoting local athletes and local sports that captivate and inspire our North Dakota fan base. Our mission is to create unforgettable moments, connect people through shared experiences, and foster a sense of community. We strive to bring excitement and joy to enthusiasts while promoting values of teamwork, dedication, and fair play. Your sponsorship of Premier, Elite, and Diamond level packages will enable us to enhance the quality of our productions, expand our reach, and provide unparalleled coverage of various sporting activities and events. Your commitment to our cause has helped us invest in state-of-the-art equipment and improve the overall experience for our viewers and participants. If interested, please contact Randy Peterson at 701-641-1271 or David Peterson at 701-641-6030. Thank you for supporting GameDay Media by promoting and supporting high school athletics across Northwest North Dakota.
And as we finish up here with our DNL Paraffin postgame show, your final score again here from Stanley, North Dakota. It was the Stanley Blue Jays defeating the Newburg Westhope Eagles by a final score of 3-2. The Stanley Blue Jays got out to a quick 2-0 lead. The Eagles got themselves back into the match, claiming set number 3 and set number 4, so it went to a fifth set. And it was the Blue Jays with a 15-14 win in set number 5 to take the match tonight against the Eagles. Our GameDay Media cameras will be traveling up to Powers Lake on Thursday, October 12th, as the Powers Lake Burke Central Ranchers will be hosting the Tioga Lady Pirates at the barn in Powers Lake. We'll see you on Thursday night from Powers Lake, North Dakota. Your streaming leader in the upper Northwest, it's GameDay Media. If you want to join us and be a part of our broadcast, we encourage you to get a hold of myself, Randy Peterson, or David Peterson. We're glad to have you as a sponsor and helping to promote Northwest area athletes in Northwest North Dakota. On behalf of my broadcast team tonight, David Peterson running the camera and the board, my name's Randy Peterson. Until Thursday night, good night, everybody. Travel safe.
Tonight's GameDay Media broadcast was brought to you by NCC, Tioga Medical Center, The Country Store, St. Luke's Medical Center, O Theone Boutique, Souris Valley Dental Group of Minot, Haugland Insurance Services, Frames by Ryan James, D&L Paraffin, Brad Johnson Insurance, Bravera Bank, Continental Resources, Northwest Therapy Services, Nesset Consulting Service, Roustabout Service and Insulating, DA Land LLC, 701 Cornhole Company, Bingaman Construction, Tioga Ace Hardware, Border Plains Equipment of Stanley, The Bank of Tioga, Tioga Parts Supply, Surge Aesthetics, The Porch, Tegan's Interiors, Tioga Drug and Soda Shop, Prairie Home Furnishings, Farmers Union Insurance, Larson Vossen Agency, Game 1, Tech Next Solutions, Hidden Beauty Salon and Spa, Montreal County Health Center, Patriot Oilfield Service Incorporated, Brandy Larson Insurance Agency, Prairie Ford of Stanley, Thrivent, Kyle Hansen, Financial Advisor, Murex Petroleum Corporation, TNT Measurements Incorporated, Flag Family Media.